Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. As always, I do hope you're doing well, mate. I genuinely do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News. Of course, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on everything, or at least some things, that are being said about the big, beautiful Blues Chelsea Football Club. Giving you my thoughts on it for whatever that's worth, but as always, more importantly, asking for yours. Today, we're going to utilise and cite a little bit of Ben Jacobs, the Give Me Sport correspondent, reporter, journalist. Generally seen as a guy who has some good information, often his information being aggregated on social media. We're going to reflect on what he's said about striker targets. Of course, rightly, a few of you have been pulling up the fact how if we sign Victor Osimhen, we will have two African strikers in him and Nico Jackson. And of course, when AFCON comes along, we will be left with diddly squat. And yes, actually, this article from Ben Jacobs is talking about Delap and Sheshko as well as Gyokeres, who are three non-African strikers, of course. Victor Gyokeres scores a lot of goals, not playing in a top 5 league. We have looked at his stats, his data before here on the channel, but he sounds like he could be actually really cheap. And of course, loads of people linking him with United, but why would anyone ever want to go to Man United? Also, Chelsea director Jonathan Goldstein has spoken. He was on Bloomberg TV. This is the only, I don't swear, I'm not going to swear, the only ruddy time we hear from Chelsea owners or directors when they're on some sort of financial platform, be it a conference or in this instance here, Bloomberg. Goldstein speaking about the Chelsea manager. So we're going to get into all of it today. That's your lineup. That is your introduction. Thanks as always for joining me here on the channel. You are all most welcome, friends. If you want to support the content, it's simple. Just drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell if you choose to. Let's get into it. Gentle reminder, if you like the channel, you like this style, there is merch available. There'll be the shop links underneath the video. Goat Gang, Football Therapy. I'm going to get some garms made up with the lyric, "You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk." And you know what? In honor,
you ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Gotta love the Football Therapy culture. Let's start off with Jonathan Goldstein then. I believe a Tottenham fan. And we should hold that against him. Brought in as, I think he was really important, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt Law knows a lot about him, to help with the stadium developments. I mean, by the way, you want to talk about negative optics with Chelsea at the moment. Things like, of course, the main sponsor that we've spoken about here on the channel recently in recent videos, but also the stadium. Huaguan with the stadium. Anyway, he was on Bloomberg TV, Jonathan Goldstein, Chelsea director, and he was asked about Chelsea and, you know, how we're doing. He says he was asked if Enzo would see out the season, which is a silly, dumb question. Of course he's going to see out the season. We're about to enter March. And yeah, he'd never be sacked this season. It's more about, you know, and beyond. But the Chelsea director said this: Enzo has clearly done a great job in bringing the team together, bringing the talent through, and we are very optimistic for the rest of the season. Now, great. It's great to be an optimist, right? But why the ruddy heck are you an optimist until the end of the season? I mean, I'm hoping, I'm praying to all our respective gods out there that we do see out the rest of the season in a good enough way that sees us finishing in the top 5. But this was referenced in the end of their interview. He just started talking about Chelsea, saying that we are in the top 6. We're feeling really positive. But why are you feeling positive, bro? We've got no strikers. You know, it's not like Lavia's still out. We don't know when he's coming back. Fofana, Badiashile, there's no reason to be positive. Aston Villa, who we're playing next, got a good, you'd have to say, a good result because they drew against, league-leading Liverpool. Yeah, man, like, why are you up? Yeah, I need to blow my nose. I need to pause the recording. Jesus Christ. I can't shake this cold, man. I swear Chelsea, I'm not joking. I think Chelsea has lowered my immune system from just being so stressed out and like bummed out over the weekend and beyond. It just made me feel so crap that my mood and immune system went like, hey, Mia, the cat's just coming. It's absolutely... how do I say this without swearing? It's raining a lot here over in the kingdom, and my cat's bloody miserable because she is the most quintessential outdoor cat that wants to be climbing trees and stuff. Not in the rain, no. Yeah, so Goldstein has come out. Look, it's nice. Look, let's be real. It's nice to hear something from someone, even though they didn't want to be doing it. They have not made a public statement. There'll be something in a Chelsea program on the final game of the season from the owners and directors, and just like, we're just go again next season. Generic nonsense. But yeah, look, the recurring theme is Enzo Maresca's being backed. And Jonathan Goldstein, Chelsea director, has spoken in public about Chelsea Football Club, which in itself is a news story, excuse me. Yeah. A little reminder, I haven't actually said anything about it yet, but it's a bit of a non-sexy story. David Washington, he's going back to Santos on a season-long loan. Not Santos, what am I talking about? Did I say David Santos? David Washington to Santos. It's because we've got an Andre Santos. I'm getting confused. Bear with me, guys. I am sick at the moment. So, yeah, Washington's going back to Santos. He, I swear, cost like 17 million quid, which is significant. We just look absolutely silly, didn't we? Although, nice story. He is going to go and play with Neymar, which is like, a nice story. Is it? I don't really give a crap. Alright then, so Ben Jacobs on Give Me Sport writes this. Chelsea players had a rare weekend off as they prepare for an important away trip to Aston... Weekend off? Does he mean week off? I think he means week. Good start. As they prepare for an important trip away to Aston Villa on Saturday, or unless he means because we played Friday. The back-to-back losses... Okay, when something bad happens to Chelsea, yeah, and it sucks... and it makes you feel bad, and then like the following articles for like up to, I swear, like 10 days, 2 weeks, keep reminding you of the pain. They keep like dragging you back into the darkness. You feel like you've just got out and you're spluttering for air, and then like it pulls you back in. Yeah, that's what this feels like. The back-to-back losses against Brighton and Hove Albion in the FA Cup and the Premier League are certainly setbacks. With boss Enzo Maresca describing the 3-0 league defeat as the worst performance since he took charge. Hard to disagree. I'd say it's hard to disagree with that. However, following a period of reflection, the Blues players have responded well in training, and the mood at Cobham is described as positive by sources. Again, Chelsea fans are not going to be like, oh, at least the mood's good in the training camp. In fact, maybe I don't want the mood to be good. Maybe I want them to be locked in, miserable, angry. Like, I ain't gonna smile again until I've, eaten the children of my enemies. Maybe that's a bit much, but, these kids going, la 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 la, I come to work, 100k a week. Like, I don't necessarily want that. Maybe I'm turning old and bitter, but... do your jobs. Do your fucking jobs. When I'm sick, my tether is lower, shorter. I have a low tether. Maresca has been clear in the areas that need to be addressed. Of which, by the way, me talking now, it feels like there's more and more areas that need to be addressed rather than less and less over time. Which does make me wonder. And the players are understood to have welcomed a few days off. Chelsea owners continue to support Enzo Maresca despite just 3 wins, in the last 10 games, yuck, in all competitions. Unlike Mauricio Pochettino's first season in charge, there is no pre-planned end-of-season review, as we've already reflected on, at least not one framed around the manager's future. There should be some reviews, as in a striker review. We need a striker and a goalkeeper review, possibly an extra midfielder review. Heck, maybe a senior centre-back review. How about cover for left-back review? Maresca was handed a 5-year contract with a 1-year extension as well, like potential add-on. And the Chelsea owners still believe he's the right man for the job. But we're about to talk about strikers. Just to say, I'm not Maresca out. I like him. I think the problems are squad building. I think he could prove to be very good. To a degree, the jury is still out if he's going to be the guy. But for right now, he is the guy for me. Just going to nail my colours to the mast there. Unless we lose to like the next 4 or 5 games. Then I'm going to just smash my head through a wall and get a little bit more into NFL. So let's talk about strikers. Again, Jacob's writing Delap, Seshko on striker target shortlist. And Gyokeres also due to cut price possibility, which seems wild considering he's the guy scoring 1,000 goals all the time. Chelsea remain firmly in the race for Champions League football, and 5th place will likely be enough to qualify for the tournament. The deadline day injuries to Nico Jackson and Mark Gue against West Ham were unfortunate and gave the Blues no time to react in the market. Oh, poor them. I'm not having it. Small amount of sympathy, but not much. Because if, 18-year-old Mark Gue, you just don't trust to play football as your second choice, then, you deserve pain. That's right, I've come with darkness today, I don't know why. There is certainly frustration within the club that the window shut at the same time as the game, which, to be honest, it is bollocks. Like, Matt Law was speaking about this to my homie Nick Villaney on the London is Blue podcast. Yeah, you should not have a game on deadline day. It's dumb. Prior to deadline day on February the 3rd, the West Londoners felt there wasn't a 9 available at either the right price or standard. Come the summer, a striker will be on top list of the priorities, with the likes of Liam Delap, who I like, by the way. I know he's not sexy, high-profile name, but I think he looks like a proper 9. Young, can operate in the Prem, has played under Maresca, has played with Cole Palmer, possibly. Might be a couple of years too young or whatever. Benjamin Seshko of Ipswich Town, or Benjamin Seshko of Ipswich Town and RB Leipzig, respectively. 2 names high in Chelsea's thinking right now. I would be happily welcome either. I know we were all talking about the victors, Gyokeres and Osimhen, and we'll speak about Gyokeres in a moment here. But I'm at the point where a conventional number 9 would just be infinitely better than Nkunku up top. Yes, a step in the right direction and some just cover in certain places. Here we go. So Sporting's Victor Gyokeres has come under fresh consideration despite being ruled out in January. Along with his excellent form, part of the reason why is because the Swedish striker will be able to leave for around 70 million euros, which is 30 million less than his release clause. I heard it was even less than that. That's still a big outlay, especially when you add wages and agent fees. Delap and Seshko will be cheaper overall, but Chelsea face stiff competition. Chelsea are still optimistic about the end of season run-in. They are favourites to win the UEFA Conference League, while a strong performance at the Club World Cup this summer is a priority. Is it why? I suppose you earn a lot of money, actually, at the Club World Cup. It's a trophy. It is a trophy. Chelsea fans should absolutely be stoked if we win it. Do you know what I mean? The exact money set up pocketed by each club is yet to be decided. It's going to be a lot of money, basically. Right now, Chelsea are thin on numbers alongside Jackson and Gue. Fofana and Lavia still missing. Mudryk is provisionally banned, of course. The process of Mudryk is while ongoing is confidential, and there is no obligation on Chelsea, Mudryk, or the FA to talk about if the B sample is back yet. Looking a little further ahead, some positive news. Of course, Kendry Pires is already at Cobham training, getting acclimatised before joining next season. The highly rated Esteval Willian and Mike Penders will also be arriving in the summer. And Santos will be returning from an impressive loan spell at Strasbourg. I mean, yeah, that is exciting. In terms of midfield cover, I need to remind myself of Andrew Santos joining because he is super. And he looks... It does look like it was the right move going to Strasbourg. I mean, you could be arguing, well, we're really short now and it's dumb. But to be honest, man, you know, if he's having such a good time there, he's like the best young central midfielder in Ligue 1 at the moment. Yeah, I mean, come on, like sometimes developmental loans are good and they do work. 1 second. Yeah, so I did just quickly do the conversion for the Victor Gyokeres fee. Under £58 million, so 57.95. So £58 million. That is... I mean, again, I've got this like really unfair, not prejudice. Or maybe it is prejudice. Because Gyokeres, I knew he did well in the Championship, and then he went to the Portuguese league. Like, for me, that's like... meh. But the truth is, internationally, scoring loads of goals. And the truth is, he scored really well in the Champions League. He looks really good in Champions League. I look at here on X, Cy Phillips is saying if Chelsea sign Gyokeres in June, he'll be 27. Cy Phillips says this will be a step forward in the right direction in terms of addressing the spine. 27, yeah, prime striker, probably the right age to like be for Nico Jackson to learn off. And yeah, not another African striker. So when an AFCON comes, we're not, up so-and-so creek. Yeah. Many Chelsea fans would be incredibly excited should Chelsea sign Victor Gyokeres. Yeah, and I would be one of them. Like I told you, I've got this like kind of like prejudice against this non-European top 5 league signing a player like that. But he has played in English football before, so he wouldn't get bullied. If you've mixed it in the Championship and you scored a bunch of goals, you're not going to be soft, are you? And he's clearly very fast, so he could do it with the speed of the Premier League. Let me know what you think, guys. Comment down below. I mean, 58 million quid for a player that scores that many goals does seem pretty good, doesn't it? In a market where the prices were just going insane high up, it feels like maybe they're starting to come back down a little bit, and that's probably down to PSR rules. Clubs simply just not having the money to go mental anymore. And we're keeping PSR rules, by the way, after that Premier League meeting that did have Todd Bowley and Bilal Iqbali there for at least another year. So, yeah. All right. Let me know what you think, guys. Comment down below. As always, I'll thank you for liking and subscribing. And I hope to see you guys back here very soon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.